Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This section is on revolutionizing the market. And for the start of this section, I would like to set the scene in terms of global communication trends and how RSPO is addressing these. Where are we today? Well, more than 7 years have passed since the creation of RSPO, and clearly there is now a reputation baseline that has been established. In addition, there is already a set of uniform guidelines shared among members, an active help desk that allows RSPO to build relations with prospective members of the media, a presence in the digital space, and a trademark. Hill & Knowlton, the company I work for, was engaged 6 months ago as global agency to support RSPO with its communications strategy. And we're currently working with the RSPO in Europe, India, and China. I want to touch briefly on the communications environment we face and the effort underway. Firstly, there are enormous changes taking place in the media environment. The word disintermediation up there is rather an ugly one, but what it is the phenomenon of decreasing media power fueled by organizations communicating directly with their publics. And because of the rise of the internet, those publics are increasingly democratized. People can get to virtually any information directly and immediately. Fragmentation of the media, but also speed of information, of information and constant change are realities and provide us with opportunities, but also make life more challenging. So, whatever we do, it needs to be agile and flexible and based on dialogue. The days of just sending a message and assuming someone will passively read it are over. There is a new world order in the context of communications, and that is the internet. Just look at the numbers on this slide. It's absolutely mind-boggling. In the time that I will spend talking on this slide, or probably slightly longer than that, for every 60 seconds we have 168 million emails being sent globally. More than 1,500 blogs are posted, and 100,000 tweets are sent. Probably a few from this room at the moment. The internet is now a primary communications channel, and RSPO understands what that means. We are in the process of launching a new RSPO website that will better serve this context. It will provide a better interface to facilitate the dialogue with market players, stakeholders, and the media, and it is a key disintermediate in that RSPO will use it for direct communications, unhindered by any newspaper editorial control. Against these trends, where does RSPO want its communications to be? Well, you'll recognize this as the new vision of RSPO guiding this meeting, this vision statement. What does transforming the market mean? In my opinion, transforming the market means convincing the market players that the market should work according to a new set of criteria and principles. Communications is a crucial part of this. We need to raise awareness of the issue. We need to tell the vision to everyone and make sure that this vision brings people together. We need to create buy-in, convince and actually move people to change behavior, ranging from producers, buyers, consumers, but also politicians and many other stakeholders. As has already been noted, this is a multi-stakeholder activity. And at the same time, we need to firefight and fend off attacks on RSPO's credibility and reputation, to defend the vision and convince people that it is worthwhile to invest in it. How do we make all this happen? To do this will take aligning all stakeholders involved around a common roadmap by instigating a sense of urgency. First, RSPO and its members need to communicate their story, beliefs, and opinions to build credibility. Next, show the proof of your great intentions in order to build trust. Thirdly, go where the conversation is, physically, but increasingly also virtually. So engage in dialogue, and particularly dialogue online. Fourth and final leg towards leadership is to sharpen the story and statements so people will use RSPO as the source of choice. Let me touch briefly on a couple of examples of how this needs to differ from market to market. First, Europe. Our efforts in Europe are focused on further promoting a positive trend in an environment that already has sustainability high on the agenda. We do this by communicating results. For example, the growth in supply of CSPO or major companies that are joining the organization. We also do this by promoting certification in the supply chain through targeted events and activities. Very important is further stimulating voluntary industry commitments. In the Netherlands, the industry set an example by committing to only using sustainable palm oil by 2015, and that is now being followed by initiatives in Belgium. The RSPO trademark, launched this year, will help to educate the consumer and enable him or her to make an informed choice. And because of the presence of critical NGOs as well as investigative journalism, RSPO will continuously be ready to defend itself against reputational attacks. So the roadmap for Europe is pretty straightforward. Build the story and deliver it through the right people. Engage with a set of key journalists in main markets. Be present at industry events to engage and inform, and harness the power of trade associations as they can make a great difference in mobilizing members towards a commitment to sustainable palm oil. Compare the Europe approach with that of India and also, for that matter, China. In India, there is a clear lack of awareness of palm oil, let alone the issues surrounding it. The market is extremely price sensitive, leading to a demand for uncertified oil. In order to enter a price-sensitive market like India, we need to educate and inform stakeholders about sustainable palm oil and the RSPO. We need to develop a solid network of supporters that can function as ambassadors for the RSPO and identify local partners who can promote certified sustainable palm oil and put the subject on the agenda of both business and government. And the government is going to be a very critical component in this in terms of actually enforcement moving forward. That was just a couple of examples, and all I wanted to do there was to really highlight to you that different markets require different communications initiatives. This is a time of opportunity for RSPO, and I hope I've very briefly been able to get across the relevance of a concerted communications program and outreach to key stakeholders across regions to move the needle in our drive to transform the markets. Thank you.